Hello everyone, good to have you here. So about a month ago I had this massive creative block where I couldn't do anything. I would just look at my screen and not have any ideas. And eventually I figured that the reason behind it was that I was relying too much on sound effects libraries to do the job instead of just going out there and creating, right? So what I decided to do was to record at least one sound effect per day for an entire month. And what follows now is a sequence of all of those sounds. Enjoy! And those were the sounds. Now, this video would be absolutely incomplete if I didn't show you any sound design examples, right? So what I did was I took the cereal crushing sound and the elastic being plucked, and I tried to design this little charging power and this little explosion from Child of Light, the video game Child of Light. And since the objective of this video was to go back to the basics, I took it literally to the design process as well. So the first step was to load the cereal crushing sound into a sampler and to begin experimenting with it. After I found something I liked, I took the elastic sample, loaded into Contact, and taking advantage of all of the effects that I already had applied to the cereal, I began experimenting with that as well. Now, the sound that I was looking for was one with a very sharp attack so that I could accentuate the explosion at the creatures. So I started experimenting with tune modulation as well as speed. And then I started thinking, maybe I could also use the elastic to not only have this build-up character to the very beginning of the charging power of the princess, but also have the sample loop somewhere in the middle to try to simulate an actual build-up effect. And because I was liking the result that I was getting with the elastic, I figured that if I changed the tune modulation to something more random, I could get this constant electric type sound to spice up the character of the build-up as well. After achieving the results I was looking for, I began layering the sounds, and here is a little bit of the process. That sounds pretty good for just cereal and elastic, right? Now I just needed to pitch shift one of the layers as well, just so I could add a little bit more character to the overall charging sound. And this is how each layer sounds like individually and together. And that's pretty much it. If you're coming from YouTube or any other social media and would like to know more about the idea behind the video as well as the sound design process, check out the link in the description to the article where I dive into further detail about it. But anyways, thank you for watching, and as always, I wish you have a great day and I'll talk to you soon. See ya!